What happens when you give a recon soldier and a pioneer/PTI soldier a couple cameras and free reign to do what they want? You'll end up with a mini-series that talks about everything that encapsulates making a soldier great. The ability to shoot, move and communicate. Follow us as we talk about our time in service, our good times, our bad times. We'll talk about what we're doing post-service, and we'll talk to others from all realms of the ADF, QPS, emergency services to get their view on everything as well. Alright guys, we're on the range today. We're kicking off the first part of the series for Shoot, Move, Communicate. And today for shooting, we're going to bang out some shotgun stuff. 80, it was like maybe 2, 3. We'll see how we're going with our shotgun drills.
Fucking Jesus. Right. He's only put 4 rounds in, by the way, so.
Let's see if we remember anything or if we've both gone to shit.
And it was never good in the first place, so it's time to get better.
Like the high numbers are good, right?
The higher you get is better. The opposite of golf.
Alright, first drill. Low ready, 1 round on steel plate, shooter ready, stand by. 0.96.
0.89. 89 away.
Right, second drill, high ready, 1 round on steel plate, shooter ready, stand by. 0.77. 0.88. Alright, combat reload. 1 round on the plate, reload 1 round, second round on the plate. Shooter ready, stand by.
Oh. Fucking Jesus. Right.
795.
3.54.
5 rounds of the shotgun, on the steel plate, on the move, from the buzzer, combat reload from that drum, last round on the plate. Shooter ready.
Ready.
Stand by. Shotgun race, outside in, shooter ready, stand by.
I missed mine.
Got him.
Nice.
Yeah. So we finished up on the range and we learnt that we're both pretty average on the shotguns at the moment. Maybe this is something that we need to keep working on in the future.
Yep.
But we're pushing on to the next part of what this series is supposed to be, and we came up with the idea that what encapsulates a great soldier, and a motto that was always driven into us at every stage of our training, was you need to be good at shooting, moving and communicating. So we wanted to do a brief session on communication, and let's go through some talking points of what we're doing and where we've been going.
I think it's really cool to be able to encapsulate all services as well. So yes, we may be a couple of Crown Eaters from the Army, Recon, Assault Pioneer. I also did PTI and Intelligence. So reaching out forward with these videos, if you know anyone in any service that would be interesting to talk to, hit us up. We don't care if you've got a penis or a vagina, we'd love to have you on board.
100%. So we both came from 8-9R at one stage, and it's one of those classic things. Everyone just assumes that because you're in the Army, you know everyone else in the Army. You know Jeff, he's in the Army. No, So
Sometimes
Sam
it does
and I-
happen.
Oh,
Sometimes,
yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
it does happen.
But yeah, Sam and I are from the same battalion, both in different areas. It's one of those classic things. We deployed together to Afghanistan, and same thing. I think I saw him twice during that deployment. It was when we entered Afghanistan and when we left Afghanistan. But anyway, let's bang out some questions. We'll see how we're going, and we'll check out the sweet ice bath.
We're gonna add a bit of pressure to the question making by sitting in this 0-degree ice bath. So let's do it.
Oh shit!
Are you excited for this, Aaron?
Look, I was until I saw this.
Let's go.
What is that?
There we go. Questions.
I don't know what you complain about in all your videos. It's pretty good.
Is it nice? Pretty warm.
No, it's not.
Yeah, get those arms in there if you want. All right. So, probably okay. You need a bigger bath.
Yeah, I know.
More ice. Let it sit in. Let that shock sit in.
It's there. It's definitely there.
Let that shock sit in. Yeah, get those hands out of there. That's a bad idea. All right. All right. Get the notes up nice and slowly. All right. So the questions we have today for Aaron is, what was your role in the ADF?
So, I actually joined Defence in 2001, infantry, and I stayed infantry throughout my entire career. I spent a lot of time in predominantly 8-9 RAR with postings to North Force as well for like my training time, but predominantly 8-9 RAR with a focus on reconnaissance and sniping.
Bad boy.
What was your role within the ADF?
So I started off with 6 years in the infantry at 8-9 area. Then I moved on to geospatial intelligence at 1 Battalion as a geotech, so making maps. And then I moved on to PTI for my last 3 years, 2.5 years. What was your most memorable moment or moments in? Give me one moment is the most memorable as your time in the ADF.
Look, honestly, it's pretty hard to like roll it up onto one thing. Obviously, the highlights are definitely the deployments, whether it was the combat deployments in Afghanistan, training deployments in the Philippines, Solomons, that kind of stuff. I'd say if you said one memorable moment, I would say being insubordinate, disobeying general lawful command, going rogue, and catching pirates off the coast of the northern Western Australia. What was your most memorable moments within the ADF?
Obviously, deployment was amazing. I think my most memorable moment was doing my geotech course, having a coffee inside while it was pissing down with rain, and watching the engineers mine prod outside in the rain while I'm having a coffee inside.
Yeah,
I think that was a good feeling. And what's the most challenging times or situations you had while serving?
I think the most challenging thing for me was I was a field soldier. I wanted to train, I wanted to do the job. I 100% hated drill ceremonial stuff. So when I promoted to sergeant, I definitely felt that there was a disconnect from doing the job and being stuck with the stuff that I actually hate.
Yeah.
What was the most challenging times?
I think you touched on it a bit. It's following orders or doing something you don't agree with, and kind of feeling trapped in the sense of you have to do things that are against sometimes your moral compass, and that's kind of putting you into a bad position, but you can't do anything else. So there's a few times overseas you saw things that were disgusting and that you didn't want to look at, you didn't want to support, but you literally had to look away because, you know, international law and whatnot. All right, what do you do now once post ADF?
So I do a few things. I'm one of the trainers with KTS. We do firearms training and stuff like that. I run a small clothing business, Stat Cowboys, and we're doing some stuff internationally with Mask Group and ShootX. In the shooting space, we're designing container ranges and some training stuff like that. So what do you do now?
I am essentially a full-time influencer, quote unquote. I fight in a full armored combat called Boohurt, so armored combat, and I make content for shooting now, which is really fun. Sick. Hardest part of transitioning into civilian life?
It's honestly still ongoing. It's only now just pushing on 18 months for discharge for me. And like the transition has definitely been difficult from, you lose that connection of like mates and friends and everything else, and you definitely lose the support that was there, that you had, even if you didn't take use of it. But there was a lot of support in defence that little things that you didn't notice that you definitely miss now.
And what's been the hardest part of transitioning for you?
I think the hardest part, I think I've had it quite easy because I was able to find a sport that's quite high in adrenaline and team bonding, like the army. But the hardest part for me was finding my people, and luckily for me, I found my people straight away in my armoured combat community. And what's the one biggest tip for someone that's transitioning out of the ADF?
Think about it before you're gonna leave. Take fucking photos and videos of absolutely everything. My one regret from defence is not taking enough photos and videos. Like our deployments and stuff like that. I was focused on being there in the moment instead of like pulling the camera out. But pull the camera out, get as much as you can. And when you're about to transition and get out, use every bit of support you can. Go through everything so that you're not left on your own. Reach out for help would be the biggest one.
What's the biggest tip you could give someone for either while they're in defence or getting out?
While you're in, take tons of photos. I'm glad I did. Once you're getting out, find your people, find your support network, and don't be afraid to ask for help. And if you're struggling, to reach out. And how cold are you out of 10?
Look, honestly, man, it's not that bad. I can probably sit here for a while, but I will get out.
Yeah.
All right, so that was
It's actually colder outside the bathroom.
I was about to say, you're shaking.
Yeah, I'm shaking.
Getting the sun over there, mate.
Yep, still shaking from the ice bath, but it's good to do. I actually think I need one for myself.
It's invigorating. It honestly is the best. I got really bad back from the army, surprise, and I got really bad fascia joints every morning. Solved my chronic back pain. Anyway, plugged the ice bath.
All right, so basically the idea is that we'll continue this series over time. We'll bring in other guests from all branches of service, both ADF, QPS, and emergency services. If this is something that you're interested in, reach out and let us know. Yeah. Like, follow, share, all the usual good stuff. Let us know if this is cool and we'll keep doing it.
Sick. In the DMs below, hit up some people you think that'll be really good for us, or if you're that person, message us directly.